Hello everyone and welcome to Hammers Chat. Now there's some big breaking news coming from the Athletic today about Declan Rice potentially joining Manchester United, about Jesse Lingard potentially joining West Ham. There's a whole deal thing happening, right? Big report. I've broken it down into little chunks so we can fully digest it together. But before we do that, hey, if you're new around here, subscribe, like the video. I click on the YouTube back end, right, and I see all the numbers. They're all green. They all be going up. It's a grand old time. But if you're new around here, come get involved. Come on. We're fun. We're nice. Ask anyone. Most people will probably agree, right? And hey, patreon.com/hammerschat, that also exists. Bonus content, bonus videos, bonus audio, bonus just stuff. Here's what I'd say. Links in the description, right? Click on it. Go, maybe, or alternatively, maybe not. Just have a gander. The support is wild. The support is huge for the channel. It's absolutely massive. I cannot describe how thankful we are for your support. Patreon.com/hammerschat. Subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Now, fun time is over, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about transfers. We're talking about Declan Rice. We're talking about Jesse Lingard. These are big things, and we've got to get serious. So here's the headlines. Manchester United are set to explore signing Declan Rice as part of any West Ham deal for Jesse Lingard. This is coming per The Athletic. The writers of Shane Thomas and Laurie Whitwell. Thank you very much to those people. I've made some notes. If you see me looking over here, it's because I've made notes so I can fully break this down, because this is quite a big report. I've tried to break it down as best as possible. Here is the facts as reported by The Athletic. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is keen on Declan Rice. As we all are, Ole, welcome to the club. He's just good, isn't he? Declan is seen as one of the possible long-term replacements for Nemanja Matic, who, if you don't know, he's old. Very old. 100 years old. Genuinely shocked he still plays football. During the England cap, there were light-hearted talks about Declan Rice joining Manchester United. You know, a bit of bants. However, this is a sentence I found interesting, and I want your takeaway on this because I'm not sure how to take this. Man United's approach will be, quote, dependent on what progress they make on other targets in other positions, which makes me think Declan Rice isn't the number one target. That makes me think that potentially CDM isn't the number one target. It even potentially makes me think, hey, if we're looking at, say, Jadon Sancho, as Manchester United are one to do for the last 2 years or so, if they don't get Jadon Sancho, maybe they're thinking, actually, Jesse Lingard comes in and takes that role instead. How do you take away that sentence? Because I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I think about that yet. However, there have been no formal talks, right? So they ain't got around a table and fully discussed it, you know? Ed Woodward has not sat opposite David Sullivan and gone, how much for Rice? And David Sullivan's gone, 10 million, because he's scared and not good at negotiations. What do Man United think? Well, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would prefer to sell Jesse Lingard. Now his value has gone up. Makes sense. When he came in January, his value was low. Now he's been putting in goal of the month contenders, man of the match contenders. He's back in the England squad. Obviously, his value is much, much higher. And Ole is saying, look, let's cash in now. Let's get that money. Makes sense. Get that bag. Whereas the execs may offered Lingard a new deal to protect his value, like they did with Rojo and Phil Jones. And we've experienced this, not from Manchester United, but from Arsenal. When we had Carl Jenkinson on loan and he came in that first season, we didn't have a buying clause. It all looked hunky-dory. In the summer, Arsenal gave him a new deal and we couldn't afford him. We couldn't afford Carl Jenkinson anymore because his value had shot through the roof. Then, I don't know, his ankles disappeared or something. I don't really remember. But we've experienced this. We know what they're talking about. And apparently the execs have gone so far. Ed Woodward has asked internally in March whether Lingard was now showing that he's actually good enough for Ole's squad. So we can see there's a bit of friction in terms of Jesse Lingard in the Man United higher-ups, in the Man United management team. Ole, who we know has sort of had a bit of a iffy relationship, I guess, with Jesse Lingard. There were reports about him screaming at Lingard during matches, swearing at him and stuff that were not positive. But the execs think, you know, this A, it's either an opportunity to make even more money, but B, it might be an opportunity to save money, get him in the squad. So clearly there's a bit of friction there and we're not sure quite where Manchester United lay on that. But what we do know is that they are obviously keen on Declan Rice. Now, one other thing to note about the report. What does Jesse think? Jesse himself doesn't want to make a decision until the end of the season, which initially scared me a little bit, I can't lie. They claim that his short-term goals and what he's concentrating on are a top 4 finish with West Ham and to get into the England squad for the Euros. Makes sense, right? Now, it concerns me a little bit, obviously, if you're saying Jesse Lingard is concentrating on top 4 and England, I've got a feeling he won't make the England squad, and I've got a feeling we won't make top 4. And if those two things happen, is he still as likely to join us as he would have been otherwise? If we don't get European football, would Jesse Lingard still be so keen to join us over, say, Leicester, who might potentially become interested, right? There's a lot of things in play here. Now, the last thing to note about the report, there was a line in there about Man United are set to make £4 million from us on the Jesse Lingard loan in saved wages because we're paying all of his 100k a week. We have to pay, I think it was 1.5 to get him here in the first place. I think they get a further 500k if we get into some sort of European competition next season. It's just a lot of money. But that's an aside. That's just a brief aside, just a little cheeky nug of information there for you. Now, what's our takeaways from this? Lingard, I think, would be keen to join us if we got into Europe, Apparently, Noble and Rice have gone out of their way to make Lingard feel welcome. He's apparently close with them. He apparently actually enjoys coming to the training grounds, which is something he didn't enjoy at Manchester United. He didn't like that vibe, that atmosphere. He's apparently very keen, not keen, what's the word I'm looking for? He's popular in the dressing room, right? He gets time off at West Ham to go see his daughter up north. And let's take a moment to feel sorry for the daughter still living up north. But it's a joke, Northerners. I'm half Northern, so he apparently gets time to go and see her and stuff. So clearly we've put as much effort as we can do to make Jesse Lingard feel welcome. And I suspect if we got Europe, he would be more than happy to come back to West Ham and stay at West Ham to permanently long term. If we don't get Europe, would he? Because look, I don't think there were any European clubs interested in him in January. There was talk of Marseille, and I can't remember whether Marseille was still in Europe at the time, but there was talk of Marseille. Wolves were another one who were obviously struggling. Who was another team? I can't remember. But there was a couple of people in there. But now he's in this position, there would be European clubs, you would imagine. Us, you could imagine a Tottenham, you could imagine a Leicester, teams like that. Would he prefer to come to us over them if we didn't get Europe? I don't know. That gave me a bit of pause for thought. And to be honest with you, Man United kind of have backed us into a corner here. They're in complete control of the situation. If we're being real, this is why when we initially did that video reacting, I was like, I'm happy with Lingard. I'm not happy with the deal because they were in complete control. They could do whatever they wanted, and that's where we're at now. They can charge whatever they want. If they give him a new contract and Jesse Lingard takes it, because Jesse Lingard is a lifelong Man U boy, so I wouldn't blame him for taking it, then they can charge even more. It goes from 20 to 25 to 30. If he makes it into the England squad, it goes to 35. If he gets a new contract, then it goes to 40 because all of a sudden it's not coming up at the end of the year. We're in a really difficult situation here, and Man United are in complete control. And probably, arguably, the biggest problem is that Jesse Lingard is worth more to us than he would be to any other club right now. We would be desperate to keep him. We've seen how much he does for us. Any other club, it wouldn't be worth as much as that. Manchester United is worth as much as that. And we have this big shiny asset in Declan Rice just sitting there waiting to be snapped up by a top club. And all of a sudden this all makes sense. I don't like it. What do you think? How do you feel about this report? Does it fill you with confidence? Do you think it's going to put us in a better position, in a worse position? If you were open to a deal which took Declan Rice to Manchester United, Jesse Lingard the other way, what kind of figures are we talking about? Is it 60 million plus Jesse Lingard, 70 million plus Jesse Lingard, 50 million plus Jesse Lingard? Where are those figures for you? Let me know in the comment section below. Hey, subscribe if you're new around here. Like the video if you enjoyed it. It's patreon.com/HammersChat. I'm looking forward to seeing your comments on this because I personally, I just don't know. I just don't know, but that's the latest news. There's going to be many more videos coming. I hope you enjoyed them. Gio's going to be back. Gonzo's doing his thing. You know what I mean? All good times. We will see you next time. Come on, you irons. All that good stuff. Yeah, I'm just a bit scared. I can't lie.